Very happy to see you all. Take a moment to center yourself. Keep the eyes gently closed. Settle down and center yourself through the breath. Let us chant Omkara thrice. You will inhale, and as you exhale, you will start the chanting of Omkara. We will do it together and follow the instructions. Inhale. 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 Join me in chanting Asatoma Sadgamaya mantra together. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Slowly and gently, you may open the eyes. A very nice occasion to discuss about freedom, since it also happens to be the Independence Day of United States of America. The word freedom, independence, always inspires me. The moment I come across certain words, freedom, joy, happiness, there must be something happening within you, within me, within all of us. It only shows that we still have real signs of life preserved within us. Not just the biological life signs like breathing, heartbeat, other psychophysiological activities. A human being is much more somebody who's deeply moved by all of it. So happy Independence Day to all the citizens of United States of America. I was just paying attention to an idea in the morning, and I happened to read the 4th of July declaration. And in fact, it is extremely Vedantic philosophical, and Jefferson and others have put a lot of thought in making this declaration. I'll just share a piece of it which we can use in the context of our discussions. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Very Vedantic. Truth is self-evident. Truth is not found in the books. Truth is not found in the markets. Truth is self-evident. Atma svatas siddhaha. Something which is self-evident. Freedom is self-evident. We hold these truths to be self-evident. What are those truths? Self-evident that all men are created equal. That they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. In fact, if you ask me, what is the goal of Vedanta? What is the purpose of life? What is the goal of life? I would say life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Often, making simple things complicated is life. That's how we live. Bhartrihari, a great poet, says, simple things don't appeal to me. Simple food doesn't appeal to us, but we don't have the capacity to digest the complex ones. That's the fate of humanity. That's the fate of humanity. What a declaration exactly resonates with the topic that we have chosen, Jivanmukti. Freedom while living a life here on planet Earth. Freedom here and now. Freedom in daily life. Usually, humans seek and pursue so many things. We pursue this. We go behind people. We go behind ambitions. We go behind money. We go behind power. An introspective question must be asked in Vedanta, am I pursuing freedom? Am I, at least being in this country, are you pursuing life, liberty, and are you in the pursuit of happiness? Everybody is in the some or the other pursuit. But are we in the pursuit of happiness? The other side of happiness is freedom. If happiness is looked upon as a coin, the other face of it is freedom, moksha. You know, a few months back I got my driver's license here. And then I began going here and there. Not just for jolly ride. Whenever there is satsang class, there was a retreat that I held in Indiana recently. I said, okay, let me drive there. So whenever I'm entering Pennsylvania, from New Jersey, New York, or from 80, anywhere, the first thing which brings a big smile on my face is to see this board, Welcome to Pennsylvania. Google or Waze will say, Welcome to Pennsylvania, and I see the board, Pennsylvania, pursue your happiness. I think probably Pujya Swamiji chose Salisbury, Pennsylvania to establish Arshavidya Gurukulam because we are not pursuing anything except freedom and happiness here. So you all have chosen your Independence Day weekend to pursue freedom and happiness. I congratulate all of you. An introspective question, are we pursuing freedom and happiness? Are we pursuing freedom and happiness? At all levels, we must keep asking this Vedantic question, then alone you are on the path of Vedanta. That's why we forget what life is, what the purpose of life is, etc., because we somewhere stop asking questions. The system is also built in such a way, it puts a lid on questioning mind. A spirit of curiosity and inquiry is inbuilt in every child. It asks why. Why? You say, sit here. They ask why. They say, eat food. The child asks the mother or father, why? Study, why? Play, why? So everything. Look at that. That is sun on the sky, the father or mother shows, and the child asks why. Somewhere the system puts a lid on it and makes us just followers of whatever narrative which is there in the world, whatever narrative is going on in the world. Trillions of dollars are spent to put this narrative down. What is that? To pursue freedom and happiness. Trillions of dollars are spent by big firms for you to never pay attention to this pursuit. They want you to be involved in a pursuit of seeking money, pursuit of seeking pleasures, pursuit of seeking this and that, comforts, anything and everything except freedom and happiness. I observed this on Amazon. It was a development few years back. You go select a product. I say I want a body wash. I go to Amazon and click on body wash. I say add to cart. And then it will give me another option. Subscribe to get this product every month so that you will get a $1 discount or whatsoever. Why? Because they don't want you to have the freedom of choice to choose something else next month. They want you to be on this path. Be hooked on to a product. Be hooked on to something or the other. To such an extent, this is all built in such a way, and our mind is also in such a way, we tend to go forward to it. The other day, just 2 days back, I flew to Martha's Vineyard to give a lecture. And while coming back, both the flights, I was sitting on my seat and it asked, "Are you Sachidananda?" on the screen. Because whatever is the seat number, that is already, information is sent there. I said yes. And it said, continue watching from, I don't know when I had watched what in the JetBlue flight. And it said, continue watching from what you had left. So basically, nobody wants you to be free and make your choices. Everybody wants you to be in the patterns and narratives created by somebody we don't know who is creating all of it. Probably it's the time no human is creating these patterns, the algorithms are being created by AI. We're in such an era. This being so, it becomes very fundamental to ask these questions. Am I pursuing life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness? Let us take the word life. Often, we have forgotten what life really is. Let me simply put what life is. Life is sun, moon, stars, clouds, food, water, sleep, love, care. All of it is life. Is our focus anywhere towards life? Is there our focus towards sleep, love, food? All the essentials of life, sun, moon, stars, flowers, trees, birds, extend the list. Do we really pay attention to anything? In one of our previous retreats, one lady had attended the retreat, she shared with me, I was asking, what made you come to Arshavidya Gurukulam? She said, Swamiji, I'm an accomplished doctor. My father used to come to Gurukulam to study with Pujya Swamiji, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji. And then he never advised me in my life ever. He only created occasions where I could grow and make a choice. He never said, do this, don't do this, be like this, don't be like this. That's how my life was going. One degree after another, one career milestone after another I kept having. And one day he came to visit me. He said that was the only one remark he ever made regarding my life. He said, Priya, you have everything today. Alas, you don't even have time to eat. What a situation where we have alienated ourselves from all that we can call as life. Sun, moon, stars, panchabhutas, love, food, fragrance, flower, tree, an insect, a squirrel, anything. We have hardly any time and patience to pay attention to what is around us. So the question, again coming from declaration, are we pursuing life or are we pursuing lifestyle? What is lifestyle? Lifestyle is money, car, carpet, couch, television, mobile phone, career, cereal, 2% whole milk, oat milk, almond milk. Everything is lifestyle. Light. We don't pursue sun, we pursue light from an artificial bulb or from the lighted screens. We don't pursue anything really that we can categorize as life. We only pursue lifestyle. So a whole lot of effort is gone in pursuing a lifestyle. You know, people in this country especially, we take all sort of insurance. But I have all sort of insurance except dental. Dental, I have to wait to go to India and get it done. One is remaining, you know. The first thing I'm going to do once I go to Bangalore is fix one of my teeth. People feel comfortable that we have life insurance. Can you really insure a life? Can we really insure life? What we call life insurance is lifestyle insurance. We can never insure life. We can only insure lifestyle. That too, it all comes with conditions apply in small letters. Nowhere you can really insure life. But you can insure a lifestyle, I suppose. Probably if I contact some firm, they may insure my harmonium. Life cannot be insured. How can you ever insure life? You cannot. Lifestyle can be insured. A Vedantin, a student, or somebody pursuing spirituality, somebody pursuing freedom, should ask one fundamental question: am I pursuing life? Am I pursuing life? Or lifestyle? Swamiji, how do I know whether I'm pursuing life or lifestyle? Introspect your own life. See how much time you spend on breath, sleep, sun, stars, food. How much time do you spend on all the things that constitute lifestyle? A whole lot of time just goes. Our life right in front of us just disappears because all our energy, all our attention, anything and everything goes in just pursuing a lifestyle. Pursuing a lifestyle. In fact, a retreat like this, I always like the word retreat. You know, origin of the word, if you look up what it is. It's coming from a sort of a war context where the army retreats. You take a step back. you all have come to Independence Day retreat to take a step back and observe your own life. Observing your own life. Vedanta is studying our own life, studying life as such. Thus, you retreat, take a step back. We are always in flight or fight mode in life, Very evolutionary response, but a human being has possibility more than just our evolutionary nature. It's possible to have a certain impact on our own life. Everything is not determined by hindbrain. There is frontal cortex in which you can change the narratives that you have built on your life, about your life, really reshape your own thinking, feeling, and being. So thus, a retreat like this gives you an occasion to take a pause. To take a pause. Also, in the modern lifestyle, we have forgotten to take a pause. We have forgotten to take a pause. We never take a pause. You know how much the modern civilization has messed up with even our system. Recently, an ophthalmologist had come, one of our students, she came for the next gen Vedanta retreat, which is meant for students or people from around 25 to 40 year age group. She was there for the retreat and she said, what happens, Swamiji, when you are looking at a lighted screen, like mobile phone or a tablet or a screen, what happens is you stop beating the eyelids, closing and opening of the eyelids, which is usually done every few seconds, which is biologically programmed. What happens is when you're concentratedly looking on a lighted screen, the frequency with which you open and close your eyelids becomes very large. For a few 30, 40 seconds, you do not close your eyelids. That's why you don't have hydration. The fluids which hydrate the tear glands and tears which lubricate the eyes are less, and that's why you'll have strain, thus leading to other problems eventually. That much of things are messed up. We have to take a pause, to beat our eyelids, to close our eyes, because we are always looking out. Kathopanishad says, it feels as if the Creator has created us. It feels, do not make a conclusion. It feels as if, iva is a very important word in Sanskrit, in Vedanta, as if, as though the Creator has created that all our senses are directed towards the outer world and we don't even have any time and space to look within. A retreat is a pause. A famous poet, theologian, thinker, Rilke, I've been reading his poems, the Book of Hours, Love Poems to God. Very beautiful book. If you wish to read those poems, you can look it up and order on Amazon. Or go to Barnes and Nobles, also has it. Rainer Maria Rilke, the Book of Hours, Love Poems to God. He says, the work of eyes are done. The work of eyes are done. Now close your eyes and deal with it's not exact words. He says, now deal with all the images formed within. The work of eyes are done. How much more to see? It is the same. You see one cinema, you see another cinema, a little bit different, that's all basically. The patterns don't change. What else you see? You see anywhere. Pujya Swamiji, Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji used to say that if you go from any place, one place A to place B, it is trees, mountains, grass, flowers, houses, arranged in a different way, that's all. It's the same. Everything is the same. So to take a pause, to look within. A pause to look within. This pause, this retreat is not to escape from life. It's not an escape from life, a mini getaway from life for 3 days or 2 days. It's a pause to really fully enter life. To fully enter life. More often we are absent in our own life. Maybe we are present in every selfie. But unfortunately, more often we are absent in our own life. This retreat is to take a pause and to re-enter life to its fullest. To its fullest. This retreat is not to withdraw from life. Vedanta, spirituality, Adhyatma is not to withdraw from life, but to fully, clearly see it. To clearly see life through our own eyes, not from somebody else's eye. Through our own eyes. There's a beautiful illustration in Vedanta which kind of explains what the whole method of Vedanta is. Sutra Chandrananaya. The Guru wants to show the Shishya, the teacher wants to show the student. Teacher is a loose translation of the word Guru. A Guru is much more. A Guru in Hindu Sanatana Dharma, in the context of Vedanta, is not just a teacher, the role is much more. Pujya Swamiji, in everybody's life, was not just a teacher, it was much more. As a friend, poet, a philosopher, a guide, a shoulder to cry upon, a hand to receive candies from for many kids who used to come here, and a person in whom they could confide as well. Many of our Gurukulam kids, at least I know personally of 2-3 situations where the kids used to grow up. They're probably 25 or 26 or 28, and this boy or girl is in love with somebody else, and they're not very comfortable telling it to their mother or father. They used to come to Pujya Swamiji and say, Swamiji, this is the situation. So Pujya Swamiji used to say, don't worry, I'll make it happen. And you'll get married where? In Gurukulam. So role of Guru is not to just teach a few things, and what's the big deal in just sharing some information and going my way? ChatGPT can do it now. You want me to demonstrate? So if it is just matter of interpretation of a verse, try ChatGPT. If it's a matter of just finding a nuanced linguistic explanation of a verse, try Cloud AI. Because Cloud language model is very good. It's not as good as ChatGPT. This is a modern Swami, very involved with everything. Grok is still not very sure in the area of matters of philosophy, I suppose. So, it's just not Vedanta or a Guru's role is not to just to share some information, but to help you see the truth of life very clearly. So the Sutra Chandrananaya, an illustration used in Vedanta, Guru wants to show the beautiful moon that he is seeing through his own eyes. He wants the Shishya, a loving student, also to see the same moon that he is seeing. So that moon is truth. Moon is in the Nyaya or a logic or a method, it is the external moon. But what this whole illustration analogy is indicating is that the Guru has a desire, an intent to show the same truth of life to the Shishya. Same truth of life to the Shishya. So he takes the Shishya one step after another. It seems as if Shishya is made to see what Guru is seeing the branches, etc. Suppose you want to point out to the moon at our parking lot. Sometimes the moon seems to be hidden behind the trees. So if I have to show you the moon, I have to take you there and say, hey, can you look at this branch? You will say yes. Can you look at that twig there? You will say yes. Can you look at that leaf? You will say yes. And then can you look at another twig above it? You say yes, and see the moon between them. The intent is not to show you those branches. The intent is not to show you those leaves. The intent is to finally show you the moon. Guru also could click a picture on this phone and show the Shishya. But it becomes a copy. It's just a copy. It's not the real thing. It's not the real. The Guru wants you to see the same truth through your own eyes. That's why this retreat. That's why this context. That's why this Gurukulam, it can only happen in a person who is relaxed, who has taken a pause in life. This is not another thing that you do. Modern life is all about productivity, optimizing everything. You're doing one thing, why don't you add one more thing along with it so that you can optimize? You're running an errand, why not also keep sipping the coffee on the way so that you don't have to take 5 minutes to sit and drink the coffee. You can optimize your life. Everything we look at it. Sometimes, if you intellectually approach Vedanta, you'll approach in the same way. Hey, I'm going for a walk or a run, or I'm going for a drive. Why not I keep listening to Vedanta lecture like this? So because of this, I'm chopping vegetables. Why not I listen to Swami Chinmayanandaji on the... Hey, I'm cutting carrots. Why not I listen to Swami Dayananda on the screen? It doesn't work because the intent is the inner work, not storing some information, not learning a verse, not anything about it. It is about clearly seeing the truth of your life through your own eyes. Not through the Guru's eyes, not through anybody else's, but through your own eyes. Pujya Swamiji was very aware of this situation. In his time only, he said, I know all of you are listening to me on the laptops, on the headphones while you're running or driving. I know all of you are doing that. He said, Pujya Swamiji said, my request is don't pull Swami Dayananda into bathroom. Because we have made Shravanam so casual. We bring the same worldly logic, more the better. More hours of listening, more I am accomplished. Doesn't work because it's all about inner work. It is to sit with an insight and make it your own. To see very clearly whether I am paying attention to life or lifestyle. Deeply inquiring about it. An honest review about one's own life. No judgments made about one's own life, but an honest review about one's own life, where I stand. I know all the Swamis. I have been coming to Gurukulam from years. All that is fine, but finally, how do I think and feel at this point about my life? That's the intent of Vedanta. So this retreat is to enable us to pay attention to life, liberty, freedom. So what is freedom? Usually, our conception of freedom is only external. Yes, we do need the external situation of freedom. That's why in every country there was a struggle for liberty, struggle for freedom. Why? Because first things first, the external has to be fixed. You cannot totally ignore external. Of course, in Vedanta we move ahead, we don't get stuck to this paradigm, but there is also a need to put a few things in place when it comes to external environment. You got to be relatively free also. As a country, as a population, as a family, as an individual, you got to be free a bit. But then more often, our definition of freedom is about having the capability to live independently, whatsoever it means, because no human being can ever live independently. If you have little bit of insight about life, whether it is philosophically, religiously, or biologically, you will know that a Homo sapien, a human being, can never function in an isolated environment. Our life is relational. If I have to speak so many things, so many people are involved in this. A mic is involved, mic stand is involved, this auditorium is involved. Support of our friends who take care of the technology involved here is involved. Everything is involved. So our conception of life is external freedom, that I have numerous n number of choices to make. I should be able to make n number of choices with reference to what kind of food I can eat, or the products that I buy, or the places that I want to go. That is one conception of freedom for many. For many, the freedom is an independent life, meaning I have my own house, I have a car, I have enough money for food, clothing, shelter. Roti, kapda, makan in Hindi. That's what is predominantly sitting in everybody's mind. Roti, kapda, makan. Food, clothing, shelter, places. That's all it is. Suppose in next few years, a scan were to come. Before coming here, in Bangalore, one of the hospitals that we run from the ashram, they bought a new $1 million or couple of $1 million, no, more than that, a scan MRI machine. They said, Swamiji, you have to come and inaugurate. I hope I'm not going inside that, I said. Okay, fine, let's inaugurate. Okay, what can it do? It has very high Tesla value, whatever it means. I'm not a doctor. So it can give you very extremely detailed images. You don't even need a dye, something and all. They explained all that. Then a thought occurred in my mind. Probably in another 10 years or 5 years, some probes are put and you go into a machine and a report comes. What all thoughts are sitting in your head, it may give you a report like this. What all is sitting, it will give you a printed. My God, scary. So if one human being were to go into such a scan machine, probably what will come out is roti, kapda, makan. Food, clothing, shelter, all our worries are centered around that. Or if you belong to a certain age group, relationship. And if you go in another category of age group, you are also bothered about relationship in a different context of grandson, son, daughter, etc. It's the same. Well, Vedanta asks us to inquire, is that alone is freedom? Is this all that there is about freedom? That you fix external environment in a configuration in a way that you call it freedom. Is that it all? Is that all there is to the word freedom? Alas, if you really deeply look at your own life, if we look at our own lives, in fact, we never seem to be free in the environments, in the configuration that we have created. Everybody works so hard, especially our Desi diaspora, because what is the first things first? You come into this country, we have to fix first things first. What is that? House. You have to make your own house. Nice, nothing wrong with it. You want to own a house. Fine, you put all the effort to own a house. You purchase a house. It doesn't end there. Now you want to decorate the entire house. You go here and there, pick up every nice looking thing, because we need aesthetics, we need beauty in life. We put all these things, we call it interior decoration. Swami Tattvavidanandaji, Swami TV says, what is interior decoration there? It is exterior decoration. But we call it interior decoration. See, all ironic. Life is ironic, Nothing straight. Very ironic place we come from. So we create a beautiful environment inside. We call it interior decoration, whatsoever we call, but we put this and that, all the things. But after fixing all those things, now, if you are asked to be in that same house, you feel bound. Oh my God, what is that? That's why vacation, isn't it so? You go on a holiday, and they use the very word, get away. Get away. Get away. You go out. It's a getaway. We always want to get away because we don't feel free and comfortable in our own homes. What nonsensical way of living, that we don't even feel free that to live continuously in our own homes. What is this? We need a getaway. We need a vacation. Pujya Swamiji used to tell that, people used to ask him, Swamiji, don't you feel tired all the time you're teaching and traveling? Don't you feel that you need a holiday? He said, sannyasa is lifelong holidays. Meaning there is a lot of effort involved externally. We are doing many things like you all also, but there is inner freedom. So recently, in one workshop I was saying, create a life from which you don't need an escape. That's ultimately making it in life. What is that? Create a life from which you don't need an escape. Wow. Can we? Vedanta says yes, you can. It is a possibility to create a life from which you do not need an escape from. I call it, this kind of a moment in life where we think that we have created a configuration in which we are free and happy and joyful, comfortable, secure, but we don't really seem to be. I have termed it as Abhimanyu syndrome. Abhimanyu is a character in Mahabharata. He knew how to go inside the Chakravyuha, a war formation. Alas, he did not know how to get away from it, come out of it. Real freedom, Vedanta freedom is this. Moksha is to be free. This art and science of being free from all mental bondages that we have created, all mental complications that we have created. Every complication that we create internally. Go back to the example that I gave you. You feel that you need an escape from the very house that you put a lifetime savings into. Lifetime savings into. Arey, you are the one who put your lifetime savings into it. You are the one who worked hard for it. Why don't you feel free? Why don't you feel comfortable? Why don't you feel joyful in this very place? Why that has happened? Physically, everything is fine. There is a nice house. The mortgage is being paid or already paid. But I am uncomfortable because something is being created and projected psychologically. Psychologically. That is the complication. That is the bondage. That is what? You are bound not to the house. You are not bound to the wife. You are not bound to the husband. You are not bound to the car. You are not bound to anything. The true bondage is you are bound to this creation of complication which has happened mentally. You are bound to your own mental world. That is real bondage. Freedom is when you come out of this bondage. Freedom is not coming out of house. Freedom is not coming out of relationship. Freedom is coming out of this constant buzz, a noise, which is there in the head, which is there in the mind, and it's purely a mental creation. It has no reality except that it is a mental creation. There's no physical counterpart to it. It's purely a mental construct. Adhyasa. A mental construct. So, that which is not real, I make it real. That which is false, I make it real. That which is real, I don't pay attention to. And I hold on to all stupid things of life. Of lifestyle, really. So, Vedantic freedom is to be free from this mental bondage. In Carnatic music or Hindustani music, we use something called Tanpura or Sur. It's like always doing this sound. Sa pa sa, sa pa sa, sa pa sa. So, this is the kind of a mental state of everybody. This constant noise or sound is humming in the mind. What is that noise? I'm not free. I'm not satisfied. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. So, why? This is not enough. This is not enough. Ye dil mange more. There was an ad in India. Always something more. Never in touch with the present, what is. Always jumping into something else, and that something else is mental construct. Mental construct. True freedom is just in being. In being. We don't know this art. Unfortunately, we don't know this aspect of us at all. We don't even behave because, unfortunately, it's not nobody's fault. The system is built in such a way, it doesn't want you to be in touch with changeless. It wants you to be in touch with changing. Now, I'll come to the conclusion of this session by asking you all a question that I want you all to contemplate. Am I in touch with changing, or am I in touch with changeless, that which is changeless? If you look around, if we observe, honestly observe our own lives, we're always in touch with changeless. But I want you to pay attention to one more thing that happens in human mind and heart. We are always wanting changeless. Isn't it so? We're always wanting changeless. Relationship. We never want it to change. We want it to be changeless. The relationship between a mother and son, a relationship between a father and daughter, we always want it not to change. We are always wanting it not to change. We never want our lifestyle, we never want it to change. Innately, we are always looking for changeless, but what we are involved in always changing, that which is changing. Everything that is changing. Whatever you touch is changing. Whatever you see is changing. Our whole life is involved in paying attention to changeless. Vedanta asks you to pay attention to the changeless. To changeless. Vedanta is a shift from focusing your attention from changeless towards from changing towards changeless. And Vedanta shows that changeless is you. Is you. The observer, witness of everything. Everything. You're constantly observing the changes, never paid attention to the changeless observer. Our attention is in the observed, in experienced, in that which we see, never on the observer, never on the experiencer, never on the seer, never on the seer. Freedom is when you recognize the changeless self which is you. True happiness comes when things don't change, isn't it? That's what is our idea of happiness. In fact, there is an insight then and there. You get to know the changeless here, then the happiness is here. Freedom, our conception of freedom in the external world is creating a configuration which doesn't change. That's what we call it as freedom. But things always change, no matter how much effort you put. But go to a place, dwell within, look within, inquire through the words of the Shastra, inquire through the words of the Upanishads, inquire through the teachings of the Guru, inquire through the life of the Guru, then you come to a place to recognize. We are cognizing many things, but we have to recognize that which is unchanging, ever present as the witness of all changes. And that is you. That is you. Things are changing. Look within, there is something changeless constantly. And you come to recognize that freedom is here and now. No amount of effort in external world in creating a configuration where you are free in whatever that conception of you, ultimately you're never going to be free. You're going to be bound by one thing or another, or one state of mind or another. True freedom is withdrawing, retreating from that and recognizing the changeless. That's the Vedantic pursuit of freedom. We will explore it in few more layers in the next session. Om Tat Sat. So I conduct all my classes in this manner. If you have any questions, you can ask right away. Can anybody volunteer to pass the mic, please? Yeah. Anything that you're thinking about, any of your perspective or a question, you can ask. Yeah. You know, I was thirsty, I wanted water. I asked, give me a water bottle. They gave me Gatorade. And I see it has 80 calories. I'm taking in, instead of 0 calorie, I'm putting in 10 calories. Yes, please.
Om Swamiji, thank you for taking my question. Swamiji brought up Tanpura. I know Swamiji is excellent singing. Is there any chance this weekend we will get to enjoy some?
You will hear it in the satsang.
Okay, thank you.
Today, yeah, okay. You will hear it in today's satsang.
Thank you, Swamiji. Your classes are always very insightful and amazing. I always go out with more questions than I feel like I entered the class. So please give me grace on my ignorance. When you said freedom, so in my mind, freedom may be different than in somebody else's mind. So is it the same ceiling for everyone, or freedom may look different to different people, and is that all right? Or there is a common goal that we should all be pursuing as far as the definition of freedom is concerned?
Okay, let us think together and explore that. If you construct it linguistically in this manner, we are looking for freedom. Do you agree that all of us are looking for freedom?
Yes.
Okay. Then and there is universality to it, isn't it? So, because every heart is seeking freedom. Agree or disagree?
Yes.
I mean, I want you to think about it, not agree with me necessarily. We all are fundamentally seeking freedom. Every person, every human being is seeking freedom. But then when you construct, let me put it in this sentence. I'm looking for freedom from this relationship. I'm looking for freedom from this complicated situation in my life. I'm looking for freedom from unhappiness. I'm looking for freedom from fear. From what may differ from person to person. But ultimately, everyone is fundamentally looking at the same freedom. So in fundamental sense, there is no my freedom, your freedom, that person's freedom. There is nothing like that. Essentially, what is freedom. But when we contextualize and we think about it, people are looking for freedom from something. From something varies from person to person, but essential pursuit is same. Did I answer your question?
You did, but the question that come in my mind is that, say if there is someone who is very poor and doesn't have, basic needs met, they're looking for freedom from that day-to-day poverty.
Yes.
But that's not ultimate freedom, right? Because in the pursuit of that freedom, they may be stuck in then again, that web of, as you said, materialistic thing. There may be other who is looking for freedom from a relationship or a conflict. And then, and you get to the next step and then so is it like a stepwise process?
What you made just now is an observation. Now I want you to share your conclusion out of that observation.
So the conclusion is that to pursue that level of freedom, you may get stuck into another bondage. And then where is that ultimate freedom? Is that a stepwise process? So is it the same for everyone, or?
See, one thing we miss the point is that at all economic levels, all financial states, those you're always seeking to fix few things. That's the same pursuit for everyone. That's the same pursuit for everyone. So ultimately, what I am trying to say, what I was trying to say in the lecture, is innately being free from all mental constructs. In relation to economic situation, food, clothing, shelter, relationship, all of it. Ultimately, we are looking at being free from a mental construct about all these things, opinions, hard judgments that we have made, conclusions that we have made about external things.
Yeah.
Is that clear now?
Yes.
I want you to think, and you can always come back with the question again.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Swamiji, for a very illuminating lecture. So it's just an observation, so I was listening to you. From what you said, it seems to be evident that the changeless, something that doesn't change, I tend to find it, I think most people tend to find it boring, right, in our material life, in our transactional life. Like we, buy a beautiful home, decorate it, and then we want to get away from there, right? So for a vacation. But in spiritual life, in metaphysical pursuit, why is that changeless would satisfy it? Is it because that changeless that we seek there is limitless and our human tendency to overflow boundaries kind of stop there?
Could you please rephrase your question again?
The question is, in terms of transactional life or external life, if we stick to the changeless, it does bore us, like having the same home, a beautiful home, but at some point we want to get away, we want to take a vacation, right? You pointed this out. But in spiritual life, the claim is that we realize the changeless nature of ourselves, and then we are satisfied or content, and we achieve this liberation and freedom. So there is definitely a difference between what we are looking for. In material life, we are constantly seeking change, but in spiritual life, we should be seeking what is changeless. I got your question. So the question was, my observation was, is that are we satisfied by the changeless in spiritual life because it's limitless, and so our tendency to overflow.
I got your question. I got your question. Let me answer it.
Thank you. Yeah.
See, I did not say you should look for changeless. I never used the word should. Now, I want all of you to think through your own life experience, because the capital for Vedantic inquiry is your own experience, human experience. Fine, you pointed out from my own example that we build a house, but we are bored, we want to go out and all of that. In and through all the human pursuits, are you looking for change or changeless? Now, I want you to think about it. You may not make a conclusion right now. Think about it. Am I looking for change or changeless? Looks like, when you superficially look at life, it looks like you are looking for change because you want a vacation periodically. It seems logical and nothing wrong in that. In fact, there's nothing wrong in it. You take a vacation, go to see something, some place. It feels like you want change in life, one thing after another. You don't want the same food continuously eating today. That's why we have a menu, different menu each day. All of it. But fundamentally, are you seeking change or changeless? Look at that deeply, especially in the deeper matters of life, in relationship. Then in the day, the way we are looking at, it seems that we are only wanting changeless in everything. Relationship, don't want it to change.
Thank you.
I hope I've thrown some insight. I'll share a funny anecdote.
Okay.
You know, before coming here, one of my students, or devotees, whatever we want to use, they were going on a Europe trip. So he came. He said, Swamiji, we are going to Europe trip. We seek your blessings. I said, okay, I invoke the blessings. May you have a nice trip. And after that, he came back, 15 days or whatever. And then he said, then I asked, how was your trip? He said, Swamiji, trip was so good. Morning, they served hot idlis. Afternoon was very good North Indian food. Butter naan was there, paneer butter masala was there. Night, he didn't say paneer butter masala, you know, vasana, paneer butter masala I like, that's why it came out. So you know, if I come to your house for bhiksha, you can make paneer butter. I prefer tofu in it. So, very nice paneer butter masala was there, Swamiji. Night there was very good khichdi. Then in Italy we ate idli. In Spain we ate this one. In Switzerland we ate dosa, this, that, everything he said. 8 minutes he explained the menu. I said, if your intention was to go eat South Indian food and Indian food, go. The hundreds of restaurants in Bangalore, you can as well eat that. He thought he's looking for change by going to Europe. What he's essentially seeking is changeless Indian food. Now I want you to think about your lives, whether you're really, what you want is change or changeless. That will answer. Our own experience and analysis of our own experience is Vedanta. Yeah. Yes, please.
Namaste, Swamiji. First, I really want to thank you for setting the platform beautifully to understand Jivanmukti. I think I completely agree with everything you said, but what I want to, the question came to my mind because of this background. Because here in this ashram, away from home, food is ready in 5 minutes. Right? With all these comforts, wonderful lecture, clear, clarity is there. I feel like I understood everything.
Okay.
But the moment I leave this campus, I reach home, open my office laptop, right? Life hits me, right? A bouncer or a yorker, you know, you can use any analogy, or in Telugu, the word for that is uppena. Okay. There are so many things happen. But despite all these ups and downs, And even during when we think everything is happening in the right way, especially fear of losing our luxuries or comforts.
Yes.
Under all those circumstances, how do we stay alert and be an observer and not get sucked into all those things?
Very nice. First of all, I would like to congratulate you saying, because you said this knowledge will stay until you open your laptop in your home. There is a famous Vedantic expression, samsara starts the moment you put footwear outside the lecture. So at least see, you have a higher capability to retain the knowledge till you open the laptop. So that is a plus point to start with. No, it doesn't work like that. Very good question. Pujya Swamiji, Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji, in his Gita Home Study, I forget which volume it could be, you may search. He says, an orientation may prevail in spite of knowledge. An orientation may prevail in spite of knowledge. Let us explore that. Meaning, you are rightly pointing about the orientation. Yes, it feels like I've understood it all, but then when I go back to my life, lifestyle, the way you're involved with things, it seems that the same old pattern person is coming to react with everything. How to look at it from Pujya Swamiji's words? An orientation may prevail in spite of knowledge. See, I come to this country, usually I don't drive in India, and there somebody from the ashram driver drives me from place to place. I go towards the left side of the car and I sit in India. I come here, say I was not driving. My orientation is immediately I go towards the left side of the car. Don't I have knowledge that I am in the US? I have come here. I know that I have come to the US and all of it. Then why does this still happen? Why does this still happen? Sometimes an orientation may persist. An orientation persists. It's not that you don't have knowledge. An orientation may persist. Philosophically, there are a lot of arguments. The moment you know all of it. But we are taking a softer approach of being in touch with life and your experiences. Philosophically, fine, it is saying whatever it is saying. Technically, Vedanta is saying what it is saying. I want you to pay attention to this. Yes. Does it mean that you have been coming to ashram and exploring Bhagavad Gita, all of it? Don't you have knowledge? Yes, you do have knowledge. But what you need to work on in your situation, what you said, and a lot of the friends need to work on, is correcting that orientation. How do you correct your orientation? By constant practice. There is a tendency, a pattern to react, hold back. It won't happen day one, you will still react. Day two, you are more mindful and conscious about it. A time comes where your actions are not separate from the knowledge. Your words are not opposite to your understanding. So, a time comes, that is a Jivanmukta, that is a Jnani, whose knowledge, thoughts, words, actions are all aligned. One's life is aligned to reflect the truth, to live a life based on one's understanding. It won't come one day. Don't expect supernatural things to happen. It's a process. It takes time. Everybody takes time. Let it happen. What you need to concentrate is putting your effort and practice. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, here. Please come and pass the mic here.
Hello. Namaste. Namaste, sir.
Please keep the mic near your mouth.
So you said, see the truth with your eyes. in sky that I don't want to narrate, but I started my practice from very early stage. I used to live in Hyderabad, Swami Ranganathanand Swami. I used from so very early stage, and I regularly practice meditation without fail. But then also real self-realization is not happening. So what kind of other practice I have to do without adding more practice?
Okay.
Because in our language say guru bina gyan nahi. So what to do?
Okay. So once there was a graduation ceremony at Arshavidya Gurukulam, Coimbatore. We have a 3-year course. One studies Vedanta in a particular context, in a particular way for 3 years. So they were the brahmacharinis and brahmacharis were completing that course and they were graduating. So it's a hypothetical story. So one new brahmachari joins the ashram. So he is observing this graduation ceremony. So he's sitting next to one of our sannyasis. He asks the question, what is happening? The sannyasis, Swamiji said, they were all studying Vedanta for 3 years. Now they have finished it. Now they are going to go back into the world and teach, share and continue their life. They have accomplished this. Whatever they have accomplished, he said. Then this new brahmachari asked the question, how long did it take for them to graduate? Sannyasi said 3 years. How many hours of sadhana they used to do in terms of attending classes, Sanskrit, everything, he asked. He said they were putting 6 hours every day in all these spiritual practices. So the new brahmachari goes to main Swamiji and asks, the new one, he asked, Swamiji, I hear they took 3 years to complete this program and they were putting 6 hours a day. I am willing to put 12 hours a day. Will I graduate? How long will I take to graduate? So Swamiji said 6 years. Self-realization is not based on how much sadhana we do, how many texts we have gone through, what level of Sanskrit we know, how many gurus we have. None of it. It's truly a place where you let go of all efforts. Come to a place where you let go of all efforts, and that is understanding that one is not a karta. One is not a karta. So explore with me in the sessions forward, and also we will also dwell upon what it means to be self-realized. I mean, the topic is that Jivanmukti is self-realization. We often make self-realization very mystic, something very exotic. That becomes a barrier for us to approach self-realization, because we kind of have made it extremely mystic. In fact, Arjuna asks a question in Bhagavad Gita, who is a Sthita Prajna, meaning who is a Jivanmukta, who is a Jnani, who is a self-realized person. Krishna gives the answer, Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha, one who is satisfied with oneself, one who is satisfied within, one who is satisfied by understanding the self. That is a Jivanmukta. Now, where is mysticism about it? How is this a mystical thing? How is it anything exotic, something which is reserved for people who wear orange color? No. It is a possibility for you, it's a possibility for your neighbor, it's a possibility for everybody who is seeking. So let's not make it mystical, make it real. And how do you make it real? Do not see through somebody's eyes. You study Gita through your own eyes and it will become real to you. That's what I mean, seeing the truth through your own eyes. Okay. One or two more questions? Last. Okay. Please pass the mic to our friend there. 5 more calories.
We are talking about freedom. How do you help somebody to get freedom from addiction? For example, alcohol addiction. He knows it is bad for his health and still keeps drinking. How do you advise him, or what are the tips you can use to overcome this or get freedom from this addiction?
Unfortunately, I'm not a qualified person. Refer them to Alcoholic Anonymous. So it's a tricky thing in life to help a person with addiction at our levels without approaching it as a person to solve the entire problem. This thing, give them love, validate how they have landed up there first, because this person is seeking that emotional comfort, because that person feels unheard, ununderstood. So make the person feel at home first, that it is not something evil that is happening to only him or her. It's a problem that hundreds and thousands and millions of people are facing, and it's the nature of that compound, alcohol, which leads one to addiction. Now, having done that, show them ways to solve it. Showing them ways to solve it is therapy. Showing them ways to solve it is connecting them to the resources like Alcoholic Anonymous in this country. Every place has a chapter for it. That, and at our levels, bring them, introduce them to the comfort which is there in religion and spirituality. In our Hindu Sanatana Dharma, in our practices, encourage them to try coming to temple, encourage them to visit a holy place, a pilgrimage, encourage them to do a short meditation, introduce them to meditation. There are a lot of guided meditations available on the YouTube, on our Arshavidya Gurukulam channel. I have also put a couple of guided meditation videos which are purposely recorded in short format, in high quality, so that people can use it. It's there. So encourage them through these things, and also encourage them to do a lot of outdoorsy activities. It's very important to connect with sun, mountains, rivers, water. So at our level, we can do that, hopefully praying and invoking the blessings upon that person to ultimately be free from that addiction. Yeah.
Sorry.
Last question. Yes, please.
Swamiji, thank you for the wonderful talk. So as we go about pursuing freedom, or life, liberty, and happiness, as you said, how do we deal with the challenges, pertaining to our own health, for example, and then also challenges, coming from our children, in terms of, dealing with their lives, if you will. Maybe you can share some thoughts on that.
Okay. I'll share a personal anecdote. Nothing is personal. I told, just like nothing is, there is nothing called individual freedom or independent life. In a way, if you analyze life, there is nothing personal. Everything is impersonal. My grandmother, from her 55 or 60s, she was obese. She was diabetic. She had blood pressure. She had varicose veins. What else? Maybe throw in few more things. Okay? And one day, I was a young child, in our conversations, she shared, you know what, I wish there were 26 hours to the day, so I could have done few more things and enjoyed this life for 2 more hours. She said that. So, freedom, inner freedom, is beyond external situations, beyond external health situations. One can rise up beyond this. Insights like this in our own personal lives, in your own lives, when you come across, again and again show that one is able to transcend one's own condition. So the body is there, and it's not an example. No, don't pull the example. Then are you advocating life where we have diabetes, blood pressure, obesity? No, that's not the example. Let's not ruin the example. The intent of example is one can transcend beyond the physical health condition. So body is there. Body is bound to get one or the other health complication eventually, how much ever you try. Isn't it so? What is there in our hands? We can exercise, we can have a good diet, we can have good sleep and a stress-free life. That's there in our control. Beyond this, some or the other complication may come in the physical body in one or the other situation. Freedom is not going to be limited by it. One's true freedom is not going to be handled by health situation. In those situations where we encounter physical incapacity because of one's health, rise beyond. Go beyond it. Life will still happen with this physical condition. Life will still function with this compromise. Life can still be lived because of this genetic condition. Life can still happen because of cancer. Life can still go on in spite of diabetes. Stephen Hawking is an example for that. Nothing is a boundary for him. I think a famous quote, you find it, Stephen Hawking said, mathematics is my language and my mind is laboratory for theoretical physics. Could not lift his hand to hold beakers and microscopes and telescopes, yet greatest insights about science came from what we call physically very difficult situation, but one can transcend and rise above it. One can transcend and rise above it. It's a possibility. So life is like this. One or the other day, everybody encounters some or the other health problem after 30. So before you had to say 50, 60 and all, 30. Yeah. 30. 30s, sometimes when I look around, my friends come to meet me here or in India context, they come. And then one of the point of conversation is they share health thing, update. My God, 30s. Health is being discussed by because some or the other point, something starts happening in the body. And there is a very clear-cut possibility to rise above it. In Vedanta, definitely the whole blessed Vedanta is about discovering freedom which transcends the limits of and compromises of the body. So it's very much doable, very much doable. Did I answer your question?
Yes. And Swamiji, what about challenges that the children and other folks are happening and how to deal with that as we pursue our own freedom?
Have you been driving just like people keep on, configurations keep on changing and new challenges, new curve, new traffic, etc. That's how you go. That's how you go. There's no different approach for anybody else. No different approach. For sannyasi, grihastha, vanaprasthi, vanaraprasthi, for everybody it's the same. It's the same. Okay, we'll end the session with a small contemplation. Take a moment to close your eyes. You are innately free. Bondage is a mental construct. And we can come out of it. It's a possibility. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham punah punah. Sachidananda rupoham ahamevahamavyayaha. Asangoham, asangoham, sangoham punah punah. Sachidananda rupoham ahamevahamavyayaha. You are innately free and fearless. With the thought, let us conclude the session with a prayer for the entire humanity, plants, animals, for everyone to have the occasion, happiness, peace, health that we all enjoy right now. Join me in chanting Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Slowly and gently, you may open the eyes. Bring a gentle smile on your face. Look at your neighbor or person sitting in front of you and offer them a nice smile. Hari Om.